Howdy everybody, it's me, Manic Mark, coming to you from the bunker system located underneath the art villa found somewhere in the jungles of the Midwest. Another week's gone by and it's record day. What did I do? I finished doing the build-up for the holiday deal. Okay, here's a photograph. There you go. There's the photograph right there. That's a real goat. Not a real goat. It's real dead, but it's real. It's stuffed. It's taxidermied. And then it's all that fake snow. That's nobody believes me when I tell them I just sometimes part of the year is spent making money tossing fake snow around. Okay. That's the only news. I can't think of anything else interesting that happened today. Oh, this is not interesting to anybody. It's not interesting to me either, but one of the record stores I go to, the guy that owned it sold it. So I'm in there and I'm going through the dollar bin and I'm finding a couple things in there that he wouldn't not necessarily put in the dollar bin, but it's like kind of interesting. And there's this young man working in there. He's probably 30-something. Early 30s. And he's playing like Def Leppard or something. I mean, it's really... I know, when I was younger, that would have been me probably. Not that, but something loud. Anyway, but now it's like, oh my God, I'm trying to, find easy listening music that was made in mood music from the 50s, and I'm not... Anyway, okay, and it's like... And this is in kind of a rough part of town, and he looks kind of rough, and he's listening to the Def Leppard. And then Deep Purple, the Deep Purple guy, the singer, whatever, I recognize the song. It's okay. It's okay. It's just not me now. Okay, so I'm like, I had records from the thrift store next door. That's it, the thrift store. And he's looking at, and they're in a bag. I said, well, these are probably ones that Dave, who owned the record store, threw out. He goes, oh, well, Dave doesn't own this business anymore. I bought it. I'm like, oh, well, hi, I'm Mark. I come in here about once a month, and I reached out to shake his hand, which he kind of took like, ew. And he didn't say, I'm so-and-so. He didn't even tell me who was first name. Like, you're the owner of this new store, right? And he goes, oh, well, what did he say? I can't remember. He didn't ask me what kind of records I like or anything. This is what I would probably do if I owned a record store. I would have said, hey, my name is... and what are you looking for? And I would have told him, and Dave's eyes used to glass over when I would talk about the things that I like. But at least he feinted some kind of interest in this guy. It's like, oh, I remember what he said. I've been going through here and moving stuff up to the dollar bin, like stuff that, it's interesting, the personality. That's just what I was going to lead up to, is this, he had on some kind of Super Bowl hat from years ago, and he looked like the Def Leppard guy, that if I was going to, this was it. So the only reason I'm saying this is because I wonder how his tastes are going to change the dynamics of Dave's record store. Not that Dave, he was like the 45 guy, and I don't know if this guy's got to be the 45 guy, or what, what he's... Then he says, I go over to the thrift shop all the time. I make good money there. I buy the records, and I sell them on eBay. And I go, oh. I would do the same thing, but it's just like, yeah, But then they take the leftovers over, and sometimes I find things that are interesting of the leftovers that they don't care about that they take over. This is going on a long time. I didn't take time to put a lime in my beer. That's the other thing I wanted to talk about, is Myers, because I don't stop anywhere else because I'm very busy, and I don't stop just at a big party kind of liquor store place where I can get Angry Orchard hard cider, which is one of my favorite beverages. And then the beer that I still think I like is Hop House Craft Ale, Amber Ale, okay. But it's all about taste. Like, I bought this 6-pack of Bud dark beer, that Black Crown, and when I first bought it I was like, hey, this is pretty good. And then I didn't drink it for like 3 or 4 months, and I bought another 6-pack, and I went, oh, it's really interesting how taste buds change. Now, when I go to Meijer's, all I can find there that I like, and I'm not like dissing any other, it's okay, that's it. Your taste buds are different, but for me, this is it, okay? The Shriner beer. But my complaint, for all you Meijer executives out there that are watching this video, this Manic Mark video, my complaint is you've got a whole aisle of your store dedicated to beer. Both sides, one side's cooler all the way down from one end of the aisle to the other, and the other side is warm beer stacked up on a shelf. About an equal amount all the way down. Okay, why is it half of the aisle all the way down both sides is dedicated to like really standard domestic beers like Michelob and Budweiser and, you know, all those beers you always see all over, everybody's got them, okay? Why is it that you fill the cooler and the warm beer side with the same beer? What? Am I missing something about beer? Do I not understand why the beer has to be duplicated in cold beer and warm beer? Why is that? I don't get it. Why can't it all just be warm? Yeah, some people like to go out in their car and drink before they drive home from the grocery store. I understand that, but basically you're going to take the beer home and just put it in the refrigerator, right? Can you not figure out that if you got a cooler and you're going into a picnic or on a boat or something, maybe if you don't have any foresight to buy your beer and cool it at home and then put it in the cooler, you might want to put it in the cooler with ice, okay? But generally speaking, don't people have the common sense to, you know, rotate beer at home in their refrigerator, you know, the upstairs refrigerator down to the beer refrigerator in the basement, or the beer refrigerator where they can like cool it and then take it upstairs to the upstairs refrigerator, or maybe you just have a cube refrigerator where you can put the beer in to keep it cold. You don't need to buy cold beer. Therefore, at Meijer executives, you can stock different kinds of beer because you don't need to fill up both sides of the aisle, warm, cold, warm, cold, warm, cold, same kind of beer. That's it. Now on to the records. I got quite a nice stack. I went to a lot of different places. And we're just going to start with like a low end 10-inch 33 Royal. Usually the worst music in the world, but that's why I bought it, because it's going to be singing. There's singing on it. It's Dick Shorey, conductor, Repercussion. I don't know if I have this one. I'm only going to say that. This is the only record I'm going to say I don't know if I have this one, because I don't know if I have this one. It's an awfully nice cover. Seems like 1957. Oh my God. This looks interesting. It's the rubber band doing the Beatles. I think that means it's just a session group on some kind of super budget label. But apparently this sessions group also covered Jimi Hendrix and Cream, the Jimi Hendrix and Cream songbook, which I have to look for. But this is a really horrible cover compared to the black and white covers of the Jimi Hendrix and Cream. Oh my God, they paid nobody any money to do that cover, but it could be a lot of fun, the record. And Mike at the record store down in my favorite part of town, dangerous as it may be, it had the Beatles cover, one bin to Beatles covers, and this is the record that was in the Goodwill. They wanted $10 for it. I just laughed. What a knee slapper! And bought it for $3. A very nice copy of the Beatles, 101 strings, doing the Beatles. 4 stops in Brazil. It's Condalai. Oh, it's Somerset. It doesn't look like Somerset because their logo is not on the front. It's on the back. Oh my God, I'm thinking now. Every time I make a video, I do that. I burp. And I realize that it's not funny anymore. But how do I stop? I don't think there's a way to make your body stop burping. The Whacker series, The Moods of Taft Jordan, on Mercury. It's an awfully nice cover. Oh, in Meijer's today, I don't know what part of the world they were from, but there was the man, the boy, the man, young man, and his girlfriend or wife, and she had like super jet black hair and super jet black, and obviously not dyed, but real black hair and black. and she had like chiseled features, okay, but really white skin, like alabaster white skin. She was stunning. I'm thinking like the Ukraine or someplace. I don't know. Syl Austin and his orchestra, soft plaintive and moody on Mercury. It's the Murney. Oh, jeez. I'm not even gonna. I'm cutting out the part where I tried to pronounce it. I don't have this Cugat record, so there you go. It's Cugat on Columbia. It's the Jerry Mulligan Quartet. Jerry Mulligan Quartet, actually recorded at the After Deck Bar at the Montague Beach Hotel. In the Mood, Cheesecake Alert. There's a nice cheesecake cover on Hollywood Records. Really sort of like a label I don't know anything about. Cheap to be sure. Budget. It's the New Sounds American Loves Best. Sid Raymond made some good records, and it's a collaboration with John Klein, who I don't know. Oh, Martha Davison's spouse. Apparently her husband didn't rate having his name put on the cover for some reason. And I bought this. Why? Because it's apparently Filipino women dancing with lit candles and suspended in water and glasses balancing them on their heads. It's some kind of private press. It's a split record between a guy that I can't pronounce and another guy that's even harder, last name harder to pronounce. Jazz Loves Bach. It's the Wayland Quartet. I like these. There goes DeFurnace. Why DeFurnace has to run in the middle of trying to do a video. I just have to shout over it. I've got a few of these classical music albums with the jazz guys get a hold of, and they make, and you can tell, classical music was the jazz of the classical days. I just ran across this real quick, and the copy on the cover caught my attention. An incohesive collection of songs sung and played in the most unusual manner by Jack Sheldon and his quartet, with the strange title Out. Also, one of the songs on the album is so I'm probably going to feature this. I hate to say that, Atomic Bomb on this album. I think, but there's so many good records. Again, it's hard for me to choose. Who's Bo Rambo? Not Ram. Ram could be Rambo. Bo Rambo. Jazz Mass. The Jazz Mass by Joe Masters. There's soprano and tenor. There's singers on it, which means it could be cool. Jazz. With the mass thing and the cross and all that going on. I don't know what to expect. Wife just came home. I gotta hurry up and finish this or I'll be in big trouble. No, I'm just kidding. It's the Medieval Jazz Quartet. +3. Well, there's only 4 of them on the cover. Where are the other 3? Powder Puff. That's another fun cover. The Johnny Hamlin Quartet. Could be a very good album. Terry Gibbs, More Vibes on Velvet. Great cheesecake cover there. And split, the seam split all the way around, but it could be fun. Calypso Carnival. It's the Licking Valley Girl Scout Choral Group. Rainbows. It's the Lewis Lawson Haggard Jazz Band, Lewis Hott. There's a great cover there. Let's Have a Dance Party, Buddy Morrow. I think I've got a copy of this, but it was just so clean I had to save it from the Goodwill bin where it would have been destroyed. That I'm not sure if they put different records in this cover, which they could. Also, one of the best finds of the day is Dora Hall sings Disco. It's the Vanity Queen, the Solo Cup, the wife of the Solo Cup president, Dora Hall. I talked about her over and over and over again because he paid David Houston some kind of private press. It's probably country, probably won't like it. Not that there's anything wrong with country. Also in the dollar bin at the record store with the guy that was playing the Def Leppard. It was this record on the Modern Sound, which is a budget label. There's a cover of Michelle, a studio cover of Michelle. Look how budget that dang cover is. It's a great, horrible. It's going to be great. There's going to be great music on it. Also in the dollar bin is Phil Broder, who's an interesting musician on Project 3. And just because it's classical music, but sometimes I just got to buy the dang album just for the cover. Look at that. Storm and Westminster. This woman, her hair is completely on fire. So awesome. I may or may not have this anyway. It was $1. I picked it up. Esquivel Piano Group. I can't remember. Ooh, I said I was only going to say that one time, and there I went ahead and said it twice. It says there's an instruction booklet inside, but Private Press, it's the Goodbye Bambina group. Goodbye Bambina. Go on. Also in the dollar bin was the Columbia Jazz Festival in Columbia. Group. This is an advertising, a straight up advertising album promotion for RCA's new technology Dynagrew. And I always get in trouble when I say this, because of the RCA people out there, like, yeah, RCA. When I say Dynagrew was like, they spent a lot of money promoting it, and the sound coming out of Command Records at the same time, and Mercury, better, I think. I'm just saying. And last but not least, I have no idea, Helene, Helene, D. Lys, Lys. Apparently her first album, Jubilee Records. It's an interesting cover. Tell the story about the Dr. Scholl's. I wanted to tell the story about the footwear that I bought. Okay, so I bought these. Now another distraction. Never mind. Go ahead, tell the story. The Dr. Scholl shoes, I buy them, and they got the gel thing in it. You know, like the commercial, I'm gelling. Okay, it's built right into the shoe. So they seem like they're really, really comfortable. So I decided to wear them to work. By the end of the day, my feet are like, ow. Why? Because I determined, although they feel pretty comfortable, there's no support in them. Okay, so now I'm forced to go. There's enough room in the shoe, fortunately. I can go and I buy Dr. Scholl's arch support deal, okay, because my feet are kind of sort of somewhat flat, not totally, impossibly flat, but somewhat flat. I put the arch supports in, I wear them to work again thinking it's going to be comfortable, and they're not comfortable, and my feet by the end of the day are screaming, okay? Why? Because then a week later I pull the arch supports out and realize I've got the right one and the left one, the left one and the right one, and well, of course, that would cause problems. But what I like to say is that new shoes these days are fooling feet all across the world because they feel really, really comfortable until you got to walk a lot, and then you realize you don't have the arch support. When you put on the shoe with good arch support, you're like, oh, that doesn't feel really great, but throughout the whole day you're wearing it, it will feel good because you have the arch support, not just the squishy sort of. Okay, so anyway, but what I noticed, the good thing about these shoes is that because they're kind of squishy, is you can't hear me coming, so I call them my sneaky shoes. So when I need to do things that require stealth, I put on my sneaky shoes because you're never going to hear me coming. Oh, there I did it again. You can't control it. Oh my God.
The atomic bomb may go off and blow me high in the sky. I'm sure that wouldn't change the way I love you. I'm gonna love you till I die. Chlorine gas may spread around and burn my lungs to a crisp, Oh, I'm sure that wouldn't change the way I love you. I guess I'm fascinated by your lisp. Love and tears go together. Baby, I'll stick to you in hot weather. The war may come and kill us all, or you could get run over by a car. What's the use of worrying? You can't change it, no matter what you do. That's how things are. You're lovely. You're so warm and alive. If you had the mumps, baby, don't you know I'd love all your little bumps? Tell me, 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 tell me. Baby, say that you love me too.